Hey, welcome on today's class. Once again, Chika Naji. My name is. All right, gentlemen and ladies. Today's class, we're going to talk about, or rather, I'm just going to show you and teach you the ways to connect to tech investors and perhaps founders, you know, people who are already in the space, who are experienced, okay? Investors, if you are a creator or a founder or a potential founder, or if you think you would like to create a tech solution or tool or software, whatever you want to call it, and you need some kind of investment, or you need investors to come in, or you need people who have experience, people who can come into your project and give it the possibility of it becoming a reality. Talking about investors and founders and co-founders, people who are already in the system. Okay. Now, this is what this class is all about. I'm just going to show you how to find these people and how to connect with them, practical ways, and also show you some, okay, and see people who have benefited from things like this, people who have benefited from investors, people who are founders who have benefited, and those who are going to benefit very soon, and show you how to find this platform, how to connect to this platform, use your own reputation or influence, just build, what's it called, establish that relationship in a way that if you eventually, because of course you can't just, sometimes it's not advisable to go directly and go and meet, oh, I want investors. No, sometimes you have to do it in a subtle way by building relationship, adding value, building some kind of rapport first of all before you make your intentions known. All right. So let us go straight to the point of the day. So this is a group, one of the group I belong in, okay, where you meet investors, okay, amongst others. All right. Now let's take a brief look at this. Okay. Now sometimes there are classes or seminars that take place for things like this, where you get to meet seminars, where you get to meet other people, talking about other more investors or founders or co-founders or people who are already, as in, authorities in the space, people who are already experienced, people that you can learn a lot from them. Talking about the Silicon Valley's OGs when it comes to investors and founders, co-founders, team behind tech product and softwares. Okay, so this is where you get to find them. Okay, this is one of the group I belong to. Let's just read this briefly. He said, AI power play for capital raisers. Okay, capital raisers. Okay, tutorial on 6 tutorial tools we built, plus the 3 AI adaptation phases every CEO now needs to evolve through. In this webinar, we will discuss 6 proprietary artificial intelligence tools we developed specifically for business builders, capital raisers, take note, capital raisers, fund managers, real estate syndicates, and investors. Investors. Okay. Investors. Okay. And so you can read that on. Okay. Just trying to just make this as quick as possible. Um, then it goes all the way. He said, this webinar is designed to help you leap ahead by integrating AI into your daily workflow and dramatically increasing your success rate with investors. Again, investors. Okay, investors. Mind you, remember I said that this class is all about connecting you to investors and founders in Silicon Valley, people who are already in that space, people that you have a lot to learn and benefit from them. That is to say, if you're the kind of person that you would like to create, you like to be a founder, you would like to create something, but you don't know how to go about it, or you're scared of financing it. For myself, I have been a founder. I know what it is to single-handedly fund a tech project. It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't want to. I don't want to say it almost cost my life, even though it was close to that. It was crazy. Nobody ever taught me that. Then this was back in 2016, 18. So it was crazy. So what I'm teaching you is something nobody taught me. I wish I knew this thing back then. I would have done some things differently. But hey, I guess that's where experience comes in. Yeah. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Said this webinar is designed to help you leap ahead by integrating AI tools. Okay, we've read that before. In just 30 minutes, we cover the most valuable insights which we uncovered while preparing for running our Investor Club AI's Mastermind event in January this year. This will be a live walkthrough of each AI tool built specifically for capital raisers, founders, and investors. About investors and founders, okay, capital raisers. That is to say, if you have any interest in meeting the Silicon Valley investors, Silicon Valley founders, and capital raisers, people who can help your project or your business raise capital. That is to say, you're a tech founder, you're a tech co-founder, and you need to connect with the right people who will make it easy and possible for you to achieve certain things about your project or business. So let me see. Right? Let's some other of it. All right. So talking about connecting you to investors, founders, show you how to connect to investors, people who invest in your tech project globally, the Silicon Valley investors, people who have money, okay, to put their weight on your project and make your project a reality. Okay, we're going to take a look at least one beneficiary, a founder who has benefited from this resource that I am sharing with you today. For those who are just joining us, this class is a class that connects you, that teaches you how to find Silicon Valley investors, Silicon Valley founders, Silicon Valley co-founders. Silicon Valley is Bay Area, San Francisco, Bay Area, California, United States of America. All right. Now they say, let's look at this. Say how a founder got a $104 million exit in 3.5 years. That's 3.5 years. All right. Now let's take a look at, let's hear what he has to say.
Last real quick thing, I just want to give a quick plug to was really gracious to exit. But what he didn't really had never raised a dollar of private investment capital. And what this organization power of how to meld those two things. Skyrocket my ability to create. Those of you that are here, and I also learned here on his website alone. You're sitting here at a family. Most of the people that are doing putting up results, that's what like Richard's doing. Billionaires take a year off. I studied billions. That's all I did. And mixing that knowledge exited in 3.5 years. Everything
worth skyrocketed. My ability to create value in the world skyrocketed. So those are here, and I also learned how to vet deals, this organizational casting. Got a ton of loyalty to Richard there. So I thought my own. I was, bad. Well, it's okay. Don't you wait. Putting up that's what I did. Like what Richard Doyle was doing there is I took a year off. I studied film. That's all I did. I studied film. I implemented it and mixed that knowledge. I invested my entrepreneur. So that's how I built up.
All right, so you heard from the horse's mouth. That was a founder who has benefited from this resource, which I am teaching you all about. Now, let me also say this. This class is not for everybody. It is only for those who seriously need investors. Talking about investors from Silicon Valley Bay areas, San Francisco, and the United States of America, right? Founders who have founded, who have collectively from their are billions of dollars. Now let's read this. Let's check this out. They said dozens of HNW investors, friend, passively investing, conducting due diligence together in person, at event, and online through a forum. If that sounds helpful, here is the platform. Now here's the link. Okay, here's the link. Let's take a look at it together. Just stay with me. Now here's the platform. And this is a membership platform. This is not for everybody, like I said, for a resource that that connect you to people that can fund your project into the tons of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars, just like you recently saw. This come at a price. Okay, it's a club. Let's look at it together. They said, harness the collective wisdom plus analytical investors and to minimize risk and provide opportunity investor in budget details. Let's take a clip of some of the events. Now, when you join this club, it's called Deep One Diligence Investors. Of course, they'll run due diligence on your project or your business, whatever you need investors to fund or to invest in. They need to be sure that your business is legitimate and is worth investing in. Okay, so don't get all emotional if you get a no. You can get as many no's as possible before you get a yes, but it's worth it. All right, and you can see there are people who have benefited from them, people who have benefited from it. So it can be you also. So don't give up. Okay, it's very, very possible. That is why I'm sharing the resource. It's something that you think is impossible, right? Okay, now let's look at some of the club benefits for joining this platform. Now, the first one said artificial intelligence tool. The deep due diligence copilot is an instant due diligence tool that reference 150 white papers and checklists to identify risk, red flag, and ask smart questions. Then said weekly investor meetings. Exclusive investor meeting in Dallas, New York City, for Fort Lauderdale, Beverly Hills, Hawaii. Connect top investors, entrepreneurs, and industry leaders for networking insight, and high value opportunities. Okay. Next, after that, the online forum where members discuss and document, fostering collaborations, informed investment, and strategic opportunities. Okay. Followed by that, you have due diligence training, a comprehensive online course offering due diligence training, equipping investors with essential skills to evaluate deals, mitigate risk, and make informed investment decisions. After that, have the community, a vibrant community of like-minded investors dedicated to networking, sharing ideas, and collaborating on opportunities to drive informed strategic investment. Okay. Okay, review all member benefits. This is coming from deep due diligence investors. So like I earlier said, this course is meant to connect you to Silicon Valley investors, founders, co-founders, decision makers in the tech space globally, directly from Silicon Valley, people who have sponsored global projects that you cannot imagine. This ways so this is why I'm teaching and just educating how to go about it and how to, how to connect, how to use communication. Okay, because just like I stated, I wish I had this resource in 2016. Can you imagine? Same 2016, what a coincidence. That video we watched, okay, um, have their own fair share of, what it is to be a founder and experience the challenges that comes with being a tech founder. Right? Now, let's take a look at what is required to be a member of this platform. In a community of, you're going to be in the same room with high-end individuals globally, people who can pump in millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars in your project globally. You don't expect that resource just to be a free for all, do you? Right. So, okay, now let's look at some of the membership. This is the due diligence investors membership. So become a member to access our community. It's a monthly subscription, $1,150 at the time of this video recording. Okay, just put the details here. Details. Okay. You're paying the future is 49.99 starting on June. This is one payment. This $1,450 is one time payment. Monthly subscription paying $49.99 every month. So for you that you're looking for investors that will fund your project with millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, paying this amount shouldn't be an issue. All right, paying this amount should not be a discouraging factor if you have to be honest with yourself. This is less than whatever degree you all went to school to acquire or with the degree. We are not using it today anyway. Do you understand? So, gentlemen and ladies, this is the summary of what's about. That we connect you to tech investors, founders, Silicon Valley, California, United States of America, how to connect resources that you get and connect with investors globally, and how to key into the platform